Paymon who?
Mata Heyday.
Paymon Lata Heyday. Who is he?
Never paid taxes in 30 years. Fought the U.S. tax court and won.
See, I believe our rights come from God, not from government. Hello to my freedom-seeking friends. I'm Paymon Lata, the president of Freedom Law School, which started in 1996. I'm going to show you in this broadcast how IRS is so stupid, broken, incompetent, and lazy. How bad? So bad that they are letting millionaires go, people that make a lot of money go, and they're wasting their money going after mere pennies. Yes. So with that, let's go see it all for yourself. Here's a letter I got recently. One of our students, or prospective students, I forgot which one, comes from this place called the Coast Professional Inc. in Geneseo, New York, with this toll-free number, okay? You can call them if you want to, for curiosity. It's a bill for the IRS. That's right. They're collecting for the IRS. And it's very new, May 5th, 2025. All right, well, of course, we blacked out the person's information to protect their privacy. And they're saying, dear so-and-so, okay, as previously notified. This is not their first letter they sent to this person. Coast Professional, a private collection agency, is a contractor for the Internal Revenue Service, IRS, okay? The IRS has placed your past due tax obligation with our agency for collection, okay? And you can verify the name and address of Coast and our authority to contract with the IRS by visiting irs.gov, okay? And this is an annual reminder notice of your tax delinquency, okay? And if you are currently in a payment arrangement or working with Coast to resolve your account, you do not need to respond to this letter. Otherwise, please contact one for our customer care representative to assist you with resolving your account, okay? Basically pay the IRS. Now, so here's this interesting thing. The IRS, they cannot send the annual reminder that people owe their money themselves. How incompetent can an agency be? They cannot send a simple little dumb computer-generated automated letter to people that owe money on their own. They have to contract a third party to do that for them. What? Now, it gets more interesting. After they brag about how they're required to maintain the security and privacy of your tax information, right? Then a little bit go down, you find out some more interesting thing about them, okay? They say important, do not mail any payments to the Coast, okay? They say this communication is from a debt collector. This is an attempt to collect the debt, but they don't collect the debt themselves anyways. No. See? They don't collect any debt at all. But check this out first. Look at the amount that they claim this person owes. You owe $658,000 in change for these tax periods. Wow. Look at that. Tax period 2012 through 2022. So you got 12, you got 16, 17, 18, 19, all the way through 20, 21, and 22, right? And the balance due for each of those years is 81,000, 81,000, 99,000, 85,000, over 100,000, 63,000, 120,000, and 14,000. My gosh. This guy is not a small chicken. Okay, the tax was, of course, first anywhere from 47,000 to $70,000, but penalty interest grew it to the over $120,000, the biggest year. But this is a lot of money. This ain't some chump change. Why doesn't the IRS go after a guy that owes them over $500 million themselves? Even an annual reminder? All it takes, as far as I know, is a printer that has ink and paper in it. Oh, postage meter. And they can send it out to people. You can do that. I can do that. IRS cannot do that without giving it to an outside agency. Imagine how broken the IRS really is. They cannot send out the bill themselves. Okay? And of course, while they had it, guess what they say? They say that, in addition, IRS has placed the following on-file tax return periods with the coast. Let you know that for your 2023, okay, you have not paid the IRS anything either, okay? So here's just so interesting thing, and then it says that payment method says all payments are made to the IRS. Do not send payments to the coast. Well then, what are you doing, the coast? I know what coast does. They have actually computers and printers and a postage meter that works. I guess IRS cannot consistently get its printers and computers and postage meters to work well together. Now, so on the other hand, I'm going to show you something interesting. Look at the IRS, okay? How, they're having trouble collecting money from people. This is on our website, freedomlawschool.org. See, IRS cannot even keep up with filers who have confessed to owe the IRS money, and it shows in this chart that forced collections or levies are down by more than 90% since 2011, going down to 2021. This is a long-term trend, everybody. It's not a new thing. This has been, going on for over the course of many, many years, and still IRS hasn't come up. This is from the Taxpayer Advocate Service. We got this information. Okay? Now, that's why they're sending money out to third parties. They're so broken, they cannot even send levy or collection notices to banks or employers of people and tell them, hey, this guy owes us money. Give us his paycheck. Hey, give us the money he has in his bank account. They can't do that. They're so broken, they send out these collection efforts to third party on the outside. By the way, the collection agency has no power to take your money from your bank account, paycheck, or otherwise. All they can do is to beg you, please pay the IRS for us. Would you please? Why? Because they're not government employees. Only IRS's own employees can take your money by force. Filer or non-filer, it doesn't matter. And they're not able to do that. So giving your case to a truthless private collection agency. And the reason for all of this is because IRS and its computer systems have been slowly falling apart since the 1980s. Yes, they've been trying to fix their computers since the 1980s. The 16-year-old individual master file, okay? And in the 2023 Government Account Report, GAO, said that IRS suspended operations essential to replacing this 6-year-old IMF. And they used to have the 2030 target completion date for replacing this antiquated IMF that IRS announced last year that it is not known when they'll be fixing, changing, updating it, which means they're just tired of just playing games with you and giving you a date again and not make it. Look at this, okay? This is article below, 4 years of failure, right here. Click on that. This article is called 4 Years of Failure, IRS Unable to Fix Computer System. It came out in 2022 by Americans for tax reform. And here it is. He just lists one after another for over 40 years. IRS has tried and failed to update its main computer system. And this is not some cockamamie report. This is all mainstream sources. Way back in 1982, the New York Times reported the IRS could not update its computers. Back in 82, it was behind the times. Back in 82, they're having problems. They should have updated, but they couldn't do it. It was reported. And then you see, another one. Back in 85, Time magazine reports IRS cannot update its system. Again, 85, this one, Washington Post reports IRS cannot update its computers. This article shows decades of all these repeated reports. As the New York Times, these guys saying IRS is so broken, they cannot update the computers that needed to be done. And they keep not doing it and not able to do it. That means now you cannot update and switch from 1960s technology to 2025 technology. You just can't merge those two. No, you can't. They have to just walk on those old crutches until it finally one day breaks apart. Because if they try to switch over, they may have just overnight, whole thing can break down, and they don't want to risk that. Okay? Now, I've showed you guys before this. This is May 2020, another Treasury Inspector General report that basically says that IRS refuses to go after extremely rich non-filers. It talks about high-income non-filers owing billions of dollars are not being pursued or worked by the IRS. High-income non-filers, right? U.S. Treasury auditors gave the IRS a list of the 100 richest income tax non-filers who each would owe the IRS about $100 million, and recommended to the IRS to go after these people for taxes. Now you'd think, come on, that's so easy. Easy money. 100 people, each of them owes $100 million. Just assign maybe, 10 agents with 10 each. That should be so easy, right? But no. Here was the IRS's response. The IRS is so broken, disorganized, lazy, and irresponsible that the IRS refused to commit to going after these extremely rich, high-income non-filers. Yep. That's how bad it is, the IRS's incompetence. So that's why you're seeing what you are seeing now, okay? Now, and this is a report, again, that part of it, that a recommendation for they made to the IRS. They tell the IRS that consider working at the top 100 non-filer cases identified for tax year 2014 to 2016 that have not been resolved by referring the cases to the collection function or the examination function or criminal investigation special agents, enforcement actions. Yep. But the IRS stated that all high-income non-filers for years 16 through 18 were selected, and IRS plans to continue selecting high-income non-filers in the future, which they did not even do that. Not only they did nothing about 2014 through 16 non-filers that they were asked about, they promised they do something for 2016 to 18. But I can tell you, they have not done so, okay? And I believe because IRS publicizing how IRS has fallen apart, they finally are trying to send some letters, okay? Some contact after going non-filers. But it's so disorganized, so messed up. Look how messed up the IRS is, how stupid they are and inefficient they are, okay? So here it is. Now you think when you go after somebody, you're going to go after high income people, right? Go after somebody who owes the IRS $100 million, $10 million, $1 million, maybe owe the IRS $100,000, right? But no. IRS is wasting its scarce resources that it has remaining within it. Go after pennies. Here, 2 examples recently, okay? This is a notice of deficiency from IRS's office in Austin, Texas, okay? And notice of deficiency is official tax proposal letter IRS must send out and give a chance to go to tax court. And this was March 3rd, 2025. Amount due, look at that, under $1,000, $710 for year 2021. Okay? So here it is. We got this document here that the proposed amount due is $710. But that's not true. It's actually less than that. You go down on this document, okay, further, you see that on the next page they say, oh, look at this. This person had already made a payment of over almost $1,700, so the net tax due is only $265. Wow. They leave the rich people alone, and they're going after somebody who owes as much of a traffic ticket, and they're going to give him a chance to have a full-blown trial with discovery, interrogatories, request for production documents, trial, briefing schedule, right? Motion, all that stuff for $265. Yeah. That's what they're doing. In fact, the other one, they sent, I see, another one, notice deficiency was done. Same date, March 3rd, sent out by dumb computer in IRS's Austin, Texas office again. IRS form notice number CP3219N. Here, it's all a little bit bigger. Proposed amount due is about $1,700, but the actual number due is not that much. After you take out the person, how much they have prepaid, which in this case the total payments was about $1,700, the net tax due is $815. They're going to have lawyers on this case. IRS appeals officer works this case. Judge on this case. All this stuff is going to cost the IRS government far, far more than $1,000 they want from these 2 people, low-income people. Now, it doesn't show that the IRS goes after poor people. No, that's not what it shows. What it shows is that, come on, they're unable to make simple business decisions to go after the big money guy first before they waste their money, have to go to the little ants. Okay? That's what it shows. No common sense. Would you do that? Of course not. Okay? So that's the thing to know about the IRS. It's really such a broken agency. You don't have to be afraid of these guys. They don't even know what they're doing. You have been made to be afraid of the IRS like the Wizard of Oz has done to Dorothy and her friends. Okay? The corrupt major media is the one that told you, you know, be afraid of the IRS. They'll put you in prison if you don't file. File the 1040 tax form. Otherwise you go to prison. Here, you open a curtain. I've done for you that. You see that? What do you see? Bunch of incompetent IRS employees, lazy, a 1960s COBOL assembly language, antiquated computers still to this day. And this was helped also by the broadcasters, preachers, by the accountant community also. Those people are very helpful too. Accountants, CPAs, tax attorneys, they've been pushing this fear of IRS will get you if you don't file a tax return. If you don't confess you owe the IRS money, they will get you. Why? Because they make money off of you. If you're not afraid of the IRS, you stop filing. What will these accountants, CPAs, enrolled agents, and tax attorneys do? I know they may have to go get a real job, something productive, versus making you a slave for a living. That's why they keep doing that. Because they're wasting all this money and time going to higher education to make you a slave of the government. Do you want that? Well, of course you don't, okay? So I'm going to show you the real picture of the IRS. This is from a cartoon called The Bug's Life. The grasshoppers is the IRS, the establishment, the deep state, okay? And the ants that we'll talk about, you see right here in just 1 minute, is the American people who've been duped to become slaves and pay the Irish money because they've been made so afraid of the grasshoppers, the IRS, and the deep state. Ready? Let's go have some fun. It's a fun little video. You will love it, okay? Here we go. This is my Hopper in A Bug's Life.
Yeah, you're right. It's just one ant.
Yeah, boss. They're puny.
Puny? Say, let's pretend this grain is a puny little ant. Did that hurt?
Nope.
Well, how about this one? Are you kidding? Well, how about this? You let one ant stand up to us, then they all might stand up. Those puny little ants outnumber us 100 to 1. And if they ever figure that out, there goes our way of life. It's not about food. It's about keeping those ants in line.
Yes. They consider you and I a puny little ant. Yes. That's how they look at us, at you and I. And this puny little ant stood up to them, and they noticed that they'd been leaving non-filers alone. So they said, oh, we got to stop. Because if you, the American puny little ants, ever realize this grasshopper leeches of the IRS and the deep state, you outnumber them over 1,000 to 1. There goes the source of money and life of the deep state and the IRS and the crooks that are feeding off of you. That's what makes Washington real estate the most expensive real estate in the country. Because your money is going in for these leeches to bid up the price of houses in D.C. Do you accept that? Do you see yourself as a puny little ant? Or do you see yourself as a man, as a woman, who can think, eyes to see, ears to hear, and think for yourself like a human being? If you can, you got what it takes to live free, and let's work together, expose to all Americans that we're going to take back our freedoms. That's what we got to do. Let me show you something exciting. This is on our website, freedomlawschool.org. This is a letter from the IRS in Washington, D.C. in 1998 to this guy named Juan Abel in Portland, Oregon. And here's what they say. Based on our 1996 tax filing program, we estimate there are approximately 63 million taxpayers who have not filed a tax return and initially would appear to have a legal requirement to file. 63 million people. That's back in 1996, 29 years ago. Today the number is probably 80 to 90 million. Who knows? And this estimate is based on data available to the IRS on the individual master file. They know about you. It's a guess. Yes. So let me ask you, is there 63 million people in prison who don't file income tax returns? Or 63 million people having their bank account and paycheck seized by the IRS because they don't file? Of course not. So it's a myth that if you don't file, they'll come and get you. Oh, you're going to be a marcher. You'll be the first one. No, it's all garbage, folks. It's all fooling you. You can get out of the matrix of deception. Morpheus, each of you is the Neo to free yourself. But it's up to you to make that decision to go forward and be free. What you want to do, people, is to go to our website, see all this for yourself. Of our 7 steps, step 3 is realize IRS operates on deception and bluff. I just exposed that to you in a little bit different way in this presentation, okay? You want to stop hanging yourself. No more filing 1040 confession tax forms. That is our step 2. Stop filing tax forms, okay? Okay, now step 1, of course, is on the law. Step 4 is on the myth of IRS's invincibility. It's just a little lizard. Not Godzilla. That the media makes it for you, because the fact of the matter is that no student of Freedom Law School since 2001 who stopped filing and paying income tax with Freedom Law School first has ever gone to prison for federal taxes, nor had the paycheck or bank account levied or business seized by the IRS. That's a fact. And you see our victories of myself and our students, many of them are documented if you go see it in step 4 for yourself. And you don't have to pay tribute to the beast or worship the beast of the IRS, okay? You can be free, write petitions to your congressman, and you keep yourself out of jail, out of tax prison, while you are doing political action to educate our lawmakers, to stop the IRS, the DOJ, and the deep staters from making American people slaves. You have a right to do that. And you can go on our website, right on the right here, up there on the top. Okay, you can go to the drop-down menu, free yourself from tax withholding. The third thing, click on that. And if you're an employee, you could stop your employer from stealing your money out of your paycheck, income tax, out of your paycheck. It's free. That's right. For free, go stop your employer from stealing money out of your paycheck, your pension, all that stuff. Sample forms, instructions in writing and video are there. Please help yourself. Then you don't have to file to get a little bit of that stolen money back. No need. You have the whole thing for yourself to begin with, because you work for it. It is your money, my friends. Remember? Not theirs. Okay? And options available. If you have a spirit of America's founding fathers, you really stand for freedom. You believe in what we're doing. You want to support America and become a free again like these people. You want to join hands with Freedom Law School and Donald Trump and drain the swamp, get our country back. You can do that. Okay? We provide you a Restore Freedom plan. You can join. Yes. And again, it is only if you have the spirit of modern day founding fathers in you. The privilege of 100% guarantee is available to you. Yeah. Besides the 100% guarantee, when you legally stop filing and pay income taxes, as long as you are a member of the Restore Freedom Plan, Freedom Law School will prevent the IRS from leaving your money, or Freedom Law School, and will reimburse you if they take your money. Whatever the IRS takes from you, we'll give it back to you. That's right. 100% guarantee, zero risk to you, my friends, by joining hands together. Okay? It's about, like Benjamin Franklin said, gentlemen, founding fathers, we shall hang together to win, or we can hang separately. Don't be separate, be together, and that's how we can give you this great guarantee to each of you who wants to join. And you will not go to prison, of course, as well. And the last but not least, remember to love everyone you know. Tell them to join the Restore Freedom Plan. Tell them the truth, the law, and have American families in America be educated, empowered to live free. Restore America. Make America free, great again, by starting with individuals and families being great and free again. Okay? And we'll pay you if you love and spread the truth. Yes. That's all you got to do. Share our message. Share our website. Okay? Text it to your friends. Email it to your friends. On your social media posts, Freedom Law School. Call us. We mail you our Restore Freedom brochures for free. Yes. Has a website on there. Our message, phone number, and we mail them to you for free. And if you put your name, phone number, or your private 7-digit number we give you here, when they call us, we'll call you. Say, hey, look out. There's some cash and mail coming to you. or gold or crypto. Wow, what a wonderful way to live like I do. I get to have the privilege of the exciting job of having you live free, and it supports me. I don't like these guys. I don't like the crooks. I don't like the bullies to bully you and steal from you. I want you to be free. I love you, and I want you to be able to live your life the way God wants to, which is you make your choices, not by these thieves who want to steal your money and then control you, tell you what to do or not to do with your life. But the bottom line is, I cannot make you free. Only you can make yourself free. I can take a horse to water, but I cannot make the horse drink. You got to make the time. As you drive around town, go to our website, freedomlawschool.org, and put on your smartphone our videos up and listen to them as you drive to work or back home or shopping, whatever you do. And then when you get to lunch, at work, dinner at home, put our videos up. This time, watch and listen as you're enjoying your meal. You can do that, right? You can do two things at one time. It's easy. I do it all the time. That's how I educated myself. Do meal times by myself. I can do that. Sometimes I pay for my family members as well, if they're with me. So do that, folks, and you'll be free and have America together make a free country, glorious for freedom, peace, and prosperity for everybody. Thanks for being with me at freedomlawschool.org tonight and tomorrow.